Hello, Assalamu alaikum students. This is your teacher Azka, but after a very, very long time, because I told you that my mother was died, and I've been facing different anxiety attacks, and please pray for me because I'm suffering from um, different problems regarding mental, you can say, anxiety, depression, everything. So just play for me that somehow I can improve myself mentally and I can come back again as I was before because I really want to continue these videos and continue everything. And by the way, my classes it has been started for A levels business and O levels business, A levels accounting and O levels accounting. Uh, I'm not taking classes for October November session. I'm only taking classes for my June 2026 session. Okay. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the the paper IGCSE or O levels FEB March business paper 2025, and this is the latest paper as you can see. So I recommend you first of all please read the case study and then watch this. Okay. So first of all, as we can see, students, that we have the first question there. We need to discuss, explain four reasons why new business are at a greater risk of failing than existing businesses. So students here in this question, the examiner didn't use the business name. So if the examiner is not using the business name, so this is a kind of, you can say that uh, the question where you don't need to apply your answer. But if you want to apply, so it will not lead to any kind of negative marking. But if you want to apply, so it's your choice, but it's not necessary. So we have to discuss the four reasons. We need to explain the four reasons that why new businesses are at a greater risk of failing than existing businesses. So basically, you need to compare the new businesses with the existing businesses. That existing businesses, what they do have, which maybe new businesses don't have, and that is why they are failing. And the chances of failing is increasing. So the first reason, which I have added here, that is the increase in interest rates. But I have applied the answer. But if you don't want to apply the answer, so it's your choice. The increase in the interest is likely to have the greatest effect on the CR's profit in the first year. And this is because it directly increases her loan repayment cost, which is guaranteed expenses. Of course, you have to pay this every year, every month. Whereas the benefits of lower taxes depends on actual sales. Since CR is a new business with limited cash, so higher loan costs will significantly reduce her profit. And the second reason is limited customer base. Unlike established businesses that already have loyal customers, new businesses must build brand awareness and attract the customers from scratch. This is one of the biggest reasons. Without sufficient marketing or demand, sales may be too low to cover costs, leading to the cash flow problems. Number three is difficulty in obtaining finance. Because we know that it's difficult for the businesses to obtain the finance. So there is a difficulty in obtaining finance. Bank and investors may be reluctant to lend money to a new business because they know that the new business, there are higher chances that maybe the business will not successful. That is why the banks, they don't want to give the loans to the small businesses. It has no proven track, and this makes it harder to raise funds, and any loans guaranteed may come with high interest rates or strict conditions, adding to the financial pressure. And the fourth one is a cash flow problem. So new businesses often face cash flow issues. because they are inexperienced and they don't know that, how to maintain the cash levels because of the high startup costs. So the need to purchase inventory and delays in the receiving payments from customers. If expenses are higher than income for a prolonged period, means more than 6 months like this, so businesses may not survive without additional funding. Now we are going to see the B part of this, that consider the following two types of business organizations that Charlie could choose for her new business. And which type of business organization should Charlie choose? Justify your answer. Okay, so Charlie should choose to be sole trader because it is easy and expensive to set up, and she would have full control. First of all, you need to write the benefits of this over the business and all decision making. This can be beneficial as she has experience in drug manufacturing and may prefer independence. All profits would go to her, and which can be motivating. However, she would have unlimited liability. And this is one of the biggest disadvantage of the sole trader, meaning her personal assets could be at a risk if the business fails, and it may also be more difficult for her to raise finance as banks often see a sole trader as a riskier. Setting up a C as a private limited company would limit the Charlie's liability to amount she invests in the business, and this protects her personal assets, which is important since she is applying for a bank loan, and it may be easier to raise additional finance in the future by selling shares to family and friends. But however, you need to write profit you need to write advantages and disadvantages together. So however, there are more legal requirements such as filing annual accounts and may need to share decision making with the other shareholders. Profits would also need to be shared if more shareholders are added later. So the recommendations are that Charlie should choose a private limited company because it offers limited liability, which protects her personal assets if the business fails. And this is important as she is taking a loan and investing her own money. So she should not choose to be a sole trader because it involves the unlimited liability, increasing her financial risk. Although sole trader is simpler to set up, the risk outweigh the benefits in this case. And if you see the question two, we need to explain the two functions of management for Charlie when she is operating her new business. First of all, the first function is planning. So Charlie will need to plan how to use her resources effectively, such as deciding how many rugs to produce each week, how to allocate her budget, and how to manage production schedules. Planning helps her set business goals, anticipate the problems, and ensure that she can meet the customer demands without wasting materials or money. And the second one is organizing. The second function is organizing. So Charlie must organize operations of her business by arranging equipment, hiring workers, and ensuring the raw materials are available. She also needs to structure tasks so employees know their roles. Good organizations ensures that production runs smoothly and the rugs are made efficiently. Next person we have that use appendix 2 and other information. Consider the following two possible locations for CR's new factory. Which location should Charlie choose? Justify your answer. Location A or location B? Okay. So first of all, let's talk about the location A. So location A has lower weekly costs with rent and electricity totaling $600 and wages for 4 employees costing $400, leading to total weekly cost of $1,000. The maximum output is 20 rugs, which matches the Charlie's forecasted demand. However, power cut could reduce output by 20%, lowering production to 16 rugs, which may result in lost sales and customer dissatisfaction. Whereas location B, this location has higher weekly rent and electricity cost totaling $1,400 and wages for 8 employees costing $800. making total weekly cost which is 2200. So it has a higher output capacity of 40 rugs, providing room to grow, but with 25% power cuts, actual output may reduce to 30 rugs. It offers higher capacity but may be wasteful in the first year as Charlie only expects to sell the 20 rugs per week, making the extra cost unnecessary. Recommendation is that Charlie should choose location A, although there is a 20% risk of reduced output. It has lower cost and matches her current demand forecast. So choosing location B would mean higher expenses without fully using its capacity in the first year, reducing her profit and increasing the risk of cash flow problems in a new business. Third person is explain one advantage and one disadvantage of CR holding inventory. Okay, so first advantage is that by holding the finished rugs and raw material inventory, Charlie can produce or deliver orders without delay, and this improves customer satisfaction and may lead to repeat sales, especially important for a luxury product where customers expect fast service. Disadvantage is that storing inventory, especially finished luxury rugs, can be expensive and risky if the rugs don't sell quickly. CR may face increased costs for storage, insurance, or damage to goods, and this ties up cash that could be used somewhere else in the business. Next, we have that consider the advantages and disadvantages of the following three ways CR could use to sell its products, and which way should Charlie choose? Justify your answer. First one is selling through CR's own shop. Number two, selling online. Number three, selling to the wholesaler. And then we will recommend one option. First one is that Charlie, first is selling through CR's own shop. Okay. So this allows Charlie to have full control over the customer experience, pricing, and branding. She can build a strong relationship with customers and provide a personalized service and which suits the luxury products. But however, opening a shop involves high fixed costs such as rent, staff, utility. It may not attract enough customers at the beginning to cover the cost. Number two was that she would sell online. So selling through a website involves lower startup costs and allows CRs to reach a wider customer base across the country, and it is convenient for customers and can be effective for the niche luxury products. However, there may be delivery cost, technical issues, and competition from online sellers. Also, some customers may prefer to feel the rug structure before buying. This is a true problem. Third one is selling to a wholesaler. So selling to a wholesaler gives CR instant access to many retail outlets, first of all, helping increase sales quickly. It also reduces the need for direct marketing and selling. However, wholesalers expect to buy at a lower price, reducing the CR's profit margin. And CR could also lose control over how the product is marketed to the customer. Yes, this is the main problem. Now we are just going to write the recommendation. So Charlie should choose selling online. It offers low cost, wide reach, and control over branding. Ideal for a new business with a limited capital. A shop would be too expensive to run, and selling to a wholesaler would reduce profits and control over CR's luxury image. Next one is that explain two cash inflows and two cash outflows that are likely to be included in the CR's cash flow forecast for its first year of trading. Okay. First info is selling revenue, sales revenue from selling rugs. So this is the main source of income for CR as Charlie sells her luxury rugs to the customer. The money received from these sales will be recorded as a cash inflow in the forecast. The second one is a bank loan received. So Charlie plans to take the $20,000 bank loan to help to set up the business. When the loan is received, it will be included as a cash inflow in the month it enters the business bank account. Next two is cash outflows examples. Purchase of raw materials, this is cash outflow examples. So CR will need to buy materials such as wool and fabric to make the rugs, and these purchases are necessary for production and will be listed as cash outflow when paid for. Next one is the wages. So Charlie will need to pay her workers every week or month, and these wages payments are regular and significant outflows that must be included to help manage the cash flow accurately. B part is that using appendix 3 and other information, consider the I'm again saying students that please first of all check the case study from the past paper and then watch the video. Using appendix 3 and other information, consider effects on CR of decrease in taxes and increase in the interest rate in country B, which change is likely to have the greatest effect on CR's profit in its first year. Justify your answer. First of all, the first change is decrease in taxes, the second change is increase in taxes, and then conclusion. So let's talk about a decrease in taxes. So government has reduced income tax by 5% and business profit by 2%. Profit tax by 2%. Lower income tax increases the consumer disposable income, meaning they may be more willing to spend on luxury products like rugs, and this could lead to higher sales and revenue for CR. Additionally, lower profit tax means that CR can keep more of its earning, increasing the net profit in its first year. Whereas interest rates, if there is an increase in interest rates has increased from 4 to 7% as Charlie plans to take 20,000 bank loan. She will now pay more interest and increasing her business costs. This will reduce the CR profit in the first year. High interest rates may also reduce overall consumer spending, especially on non-essential goods like luxury drugs, which could affect sales. So, in conclusion, increase in interest rates is likely to have the greatest effect on CR's profit in first year, and this is because it directly increases her loan repayment cost, which is guaranteed expense. So whereas the benefits for the lower taxes depends on actual sales, since CR is a new business with limited cash, higher loan costs will significantly reduce her profits. So this is the recommendation. So I think I just mixed up the, 1 second. Because this can also be the reason of failure of business. That's why, 1 second. I have, I think, added one more point here, but I just forgot to write it here. Yes, that was I have done only 3, but in the questions, they demanded 4. 1 second, let me see. 3 or 4, yes. They demanded 4 reasons. Okay, so first reason which you can write is, it could be like, um, should I write it or should I tell you? Okay. So first reason you can maybe talk about the lack of experience. Because new businesses are often started by entrepreneurs who may not have previous experience in running a business. So this can lead to a poor decision making, weak planning, and management errors that increase the chances of failure. And for example, Charlie has experience in drug manufacturing but not in managing her own business, so she might fail. So this is the one reason you can write. Okay, student, this is my bad. But it's okay. I just corrected. So let's meet in the new video. Allah Hafiz.